Hello there, people, and welcome back. Ed Diggers here, and we're doing our airline manager, growing this company. It has a lot of potentials in it, and I'm just about to show you what we have built over just about 2 weeks, maybe even less than that. But let's take a look. Here's our hangar, and guys, over the video, I'm gonna throw you a few tips on how to and what to and not to and so on and so forth, so we get a bit familiar on how to start your own company without actually spending the real money, only using your PAX points. I know it's hard to earn, and I already spent a few of them, like around 200, but that's a different situation. So let's begin. Right now we ended up with several aircrafts. There's right here. I've made a mistake that I was talking in the previous video about this, that it's a good idea to invest in small planes rather than collect the money and spend it on the huge aircrafts that will actually bring you a lot more income than this little guys right here. So this was a temporarily solution for little planes just like this, and ton of 28. All right. The distance that it flies only 400 kilometers. Well, nothing really say about this little plane that doesn't make that much profit, and I can't really even sell it for the price I bought it, so I'm just letting them fly. And here's the little glitch in the game that wasn't yet fixed. I hope nobody will see this video and hopefully not gonna be fixed. So let's pretend we do have a plane here. It's not parked, as you see, so I do not have to spend money on the parking. You see this? Alright. So now, once you go to maintenance, you will see that this is the plane that I have broken. And here's the damages, and it definitely shows you that single generator power failure, screens are blank. So it's been here sitting, so on and so on. But the thing is, I wasn't charged for a parking. Alright, and that's the good thing. And the other thing is, the repair cost is 35,000. 34,193. I'm just rounding that up. But anyways, 35,000 here. But the downgrade of this thing, that this plane could be sold only, I'll give you that example quickly. It has no value in it anymore. I'm sorry, I forgot where to find this value of that plane. Oh gosh, where would that be? Somewhere around here. Come on, load up. Yeah, here's the value of 1,500. So why would I spend 35,000 in in order to make that plane, you know, worth nothing actually at the end? So I will end up losing the money on this plane. So keep that in mind. And the hours that this plane flew around is just 126. Come on, it's not realistic amount of time, and the value drops so tremendously quick. So I will just let this plane hang here on the maintenance checkpoint, whatever that is, sit here with these damages without canceling that plane. Since you want to cancel that plane, look what it tells you. You have to pay another 5,000 fee. So I would rather keep my 5,000 fee closing route, keep my 35,000 for repair, and just keep this plane sit there. So that's one of the little things, and thumbs up, that wasn't fixed in the game. So you may abuse that for a little while. Let's go and see what else we got. And here's what we got. We got the stock and the stock exchange in a massive market, and I want to talk about how to make a bit off of it, or how to make your company go, work out, make profits, and make profits for others, since the others will be your investors. So let's take a look at the graph here, and I'll quickly explain how to keep that moving up. Naturally, unnaturally, I don't really care, but as long as that progress going, That's what we really care about. All right. So what I'm going to tell you, all the transactions you do pretty much turn into assets, except for the planes. So once you purchase your plane, let's take a look on an example here. Once you purchase the plane, about an hour ago, you can see that the chart stopped to grow. It just constantly flow now. It just constantly flow here, and that was hour ago. There we go. That's 1 hour that we have that flat. It's just perfectly flat. But the thing is, I want you to notice that it was a waste of money. Not literally saying waste, but it was spending. Spending that we turned to an asset as well. So we turn one liquid asset into the other one that has tendency of losing their value. So what does that mean? You have to realize once the plane losing its value over the time, over the hours that it's in use, that stock will eventually go down. So you want that plane take off the land as soon as possible and make you as much as possible. Meaning, if that's a long-range aircraft, you want to set it up for the longest possible trip. Alright, regardless of you like Mexico or you don't, so throw that to the Europe. From Europe to Australia. I don't know which way you like to work, I don't know what is your market, but what I'm trying to say, don't let that asset turn from liquid cash into the plane, and then plane will be just parked and losing money and the value. That will take your stock down, and that's not a good thing. That's not what you want to end up with. So be careful with that. Also, another asset, that's your fuel. Once you purchase the fuel, it's you just sat. You know, you're not losing any value, and especially wait for a range price in between 400 to a 600. Okay, if you're really low on your gas, you can go up to 800, but remember, those extra 300s will be taking your profits a bit down, unless you're using a real big planes that flying like intercontinental. You know, that's the different way of making money here, and I think you just go by how huge that is and how big is your fleet in combination. My fleet isn't that great, and let me just throw you the live example. I have a few planes here. I hopefully make around 100 grand, 200 grand. You see, and I'm covered with this, and I purchased this fuel for 400. You know, I have no problems with it. Besides that, you see what's going on here? The stock goes up right away, just a little bit. It's 200,000 back to the account. That's clear money. That's why we're generating the profits here, and the stock are growing. The stock is growing. So let's pretend you purchase your fuel at 500, right? And my sale value usually is between 65 to 75%. But it's only when the fuel goes over the 1500. Okay? Once it goes to 2500, you will see your sale value around this number. But another thing that I've noticed, another day it was over 3000. So I had over 85%. Okay, so that's the good indicator. Keep an eye on it, and keep an eye on your fuel, because that's very important. I'm gonna be crazy if I'll purchase by 25. I'll just lose the whole bunch of money and the business here. And don't forget to promote some of your routes, which is also brings you a bit of money. Try not to spend a lot, but be very considerable. Start with the newspaper, see how much outcome you're gonna get. The newspaper for 2 days will give you approximately extra 5 to 15 passengers, depending on how big is your plane. My biggest plane is 100 passengers, so I can say from this point of view. So guys, invest in our company. We're doing pretty good. As you can see, we're constantly growing here, and our stock will go up eventually over the time. We do not purchase any PAX points. We do not purchase anything with real money. We're just operating with the currency that's given here and trying to unlock sort of a different achievements to get the PAX points and, you know, increase the operational powers. Don't forget about your staff, of course. Make sure you keep them happy and keep the rate of morale over 80%. I was talking about this previous video. Keep that in mind. It's easy to find us here. You can go on a market, just search an airline, type in app, diggers, alright, search for it, and you will definitely find us. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so once you find us, don't forget to invest. Alright, here we are. So you can purchase our stock, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments below, subscribe, suggest, thumbs up, and see you!